Great, so for those of you who haven't been here before, welcome for the first time. The way DemoCamp works is we have 7 projects tonight. They're each getting 7 minutes to show off what they're doing. And then there's 5 minutes for Q&A after. Really the whole goal, the whole reason that we started DemoCamp was just there's a lot of really cool things being done in Edmonton, and a lot of it just doesn't get heard about. You hear a lot about energy and government and stuff like that, and not a lot about the kind of really awesome tech things that are going on. So we wanted to solve that. Tonight's gonna be pretty cool. So we have a few kind of startups, a few projects that people are gonna demo from the community. We also, the computer engineering and computer science departments here at the U of A ran a hackathon, a 24-hour hackathon a couple weekends ago. So from Saturday at noon to Sunday at noon, a whole bunch of teams basically worked on building a bunch of different projects, and we're having three of those projects come out and demo what they're doing. So it's going to be really cool to see what some of the students built basically in 24 hours. Without further ado, we're going to get to the demos. So our first company up is going to be Industry Mailout.
Okay, so hello. Industry Mailout, just as a quick introduction, we send emails primarily for governments, educational institutions, financial institutions, across Canada and around the world. So one of our things is we've been around for about 11 years, 12 years now, and our editor, where you built the emails, was built in 2000, well the data structure was set up in 2001, the editor was built in 2004, and it really didn't change from 2004 till now. And if we hit save there, again on our right. So before we didn't have the ability for people to see what they were doing as they built it. Before it was you had to build it in one spot and then you had to preview it somewhere else. So now this new editor allows us to do this. Instead of boring you adding more, we're going to jump over a tab. And this is us, hey look, Mac Bell's here. If we go down in the demos, so we've added in the other demos from today. And just to show you a few of the other things, one of the things is we wanted to have related links here. So actually, for those of you that don't know who Mac Bell is, we'll just point him out here. He creates a blog and a quick little update after every demo camp. So if you miss it, or if you're curious or want to remember what something is, you can visit his website. So what we're going to do is we're going to add that as an important link. And if you scroll to the bottom, it automatically inserts in the tweet from that day. And so all of this was built, predefined obviously, and hopefully we're planning to roll this out to all of our current customers in the next little while here and update it so that they can do this and hopefully look good, making beautiful emails really simply.
Alright, so hello everybody. It's really nice to be here. My name is Ross. I'm a second-year computer engineering student here at the U of A.
And I'm Andrew, and I'm a second-year electrical engineering student at the U of A.
And like we've already heard, we were at that 24-hour hackathon organized by the Compy Club and CompSci and Startup Edmonton. And during our 24 hours, we made a prototype of a funny idea that we had called Stall.
So we'll demo the first game. So you scan it, then it goes to it.
So this one is you have to try and pop the bubble. So you have to inflate the bubble, or the balloon, and pop it. The games are really good. 24 hours is not a long time. Yeah. So you can see the other game too if you want. So this one you have to catch the whales.
Oh.
It's a little buggy.
The games are not supposed to be like good at this point. More the idea of what it is as a whole.
Yeah, so we're probably not gonna need the whole 7 minutes here. In case you could have guessed at this point.
16 minutes.
Yeah, but this is our idea. We have a high scores thing. It does really good stuff. You click on it and it just sends a log to the console. So we did good on that one. But yeah, this is our idea. Just kind of, the idea is to sort of bring gaming back to sort of when you used to go over to your friend's place to play Halo because he was the only one who had it, or you had to go to the ice cream store to play Sonic on the arcade because that's the only place that it existed. So we just kind of wanted to do something like that.
Hi everyone, bear with me. Usually when I'm demoing my software, it's one-on-one with a potential customer over the phone while I'm coding changes in real time to get validation. So What Renturly does is it helps match vetted buyers and sellers of bulk off-market real estate. So sometimes there's a portfolio worth $1 billion and people need to sell it. And so Renturly helps that exchange. This mostly captures the 3 categories of information that is used for matching with buyers, which is location, and then building type, and affordability, whether they can actually, they need cash in an account so that they can say that they have funds available. Yeah, I think I'd like to end it like pretty quickly, because this is mostly how like a deal maker would kind of use the system. They get a Word document, and then they would input, like from a lead, they would put it into the system. And then they would talk to buyers, and they would gather like a bank statement showing their proof of funds, and they would put it into the system. And then they could filter by like matches, because if they miss a match, they can miss tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in commission. So that's kind of what it's for.
Ali, I'm also second year computer engineering student.
And then, yeah, we were another team at the 24-hour hackathon. So I guess what I first want to start out by saying is that we don't have a product here. It's not a huge like monetization strategy. It's quite literally a hack, a giant hack, a really pretty hack that we put together in 24 hours. Alright, here we go. Okay, so you can see on iOS that it actually found a bulb here called a demo bulb. And so these are the colors you can choose to switch it. So you can see if I switch on the phone, it'll just change the color on the bulb. That's not really the most significant part, but it's only one demo. And so the biggest functionality we have here is that we can actually like control the bulb from the pebble. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a custom color. So I can actually pick a color from the wheel here, and you can see that while I'm twisting the color wheel around here, it's going to update on the light bulb live, so I can see exactly what my color is going to look like before I select it. And so I'm just going to choose one right here. We'll call this turquoise.
I'm going to change the custom color that he just added right now. So
Yeah.
if I press it, it changes it to turquoise. And I can also switch the state of the bulb if I do a long press on the button here.
So you can turn the light bulb on and off from the pebble. And then the idea is that if you have multiple light bulbs, the light bulbs will all show up in the Pebble app and on iOS. So you can actually control all the bulbs in your house at the same time, or just one, or just specific bulbs you want to. So you have that flexibility.
All right, so I hope we're all having a good time so far. So I'm just going to quickly introduce us. I'm Logan, and these are my good friends Pablo, and Ramesh, and we're Mist.io.
And what Mist.io is basically, it's a API that you can integrate, or that you can use into your app, like mobile games. And what we do is we provide cloud saving and leaderboards, and we hope to provide in the future something like achievements and cloud
code hosting,
code hosting, where you can make real-time multiplayer games.
So essentially, I have a game that I wrote like 3 years ago for Windows Phone, and this is the code, and I wanted to integrate Mist.io into an existing product. So all I have to do is create a new Mist.io provider, just give it the application code, the username, and the user password. We decided not to use OAuth for simplicity, and for a function like to load the state, for example, it's really simple. It's about 4 lines of code. All you do is just go Mist.io, get field, get your callback, and compare it to the standard functions of Windows Phone. It's much shorter. Like this is the code in, let's count it out, that I used to access the isolated storage. This is the new thing we're using. We're using like live sync to synchronize all the devices that are connected, and you get live notifications if you have a new save. And this will work for cloud saving, leaderboards, and we provide a lot of flexibility with our API. So you can actually go, well, it's not live, so this is a test website, and these are your app tokens that you generate. And you can just click plus, and it will generate a new token. And if you change the level, you can control how much the application has the rights. So for example, if you want to push this code like public, put it on GitHub so everyone can use your code, then you can just change the level to like 10, and you'll be only the read-only.
Yeah, and the reason we really built this is because already existing platforms like Game Center
or Google Play games, they're very heavy duty, as in they take a long time to integrate. They can be really difficult to integrate, so we wanted to make it as simple as possible to put in features like cloud saving leaderboards, achievements that every game should have. You know.
Guys, my name is Ryan Keel. I'm in my 4th year of computer engineering, and I'm here to show you my project from the hackathon, which I called URSA. And the idea behind URSA was just to provide, or the starting point at least, was to provide a better interface for the university's course catalog. So right now, if you're a student at the University of Alberta and you want to find a course that you want to take, there's this kind of slow, lousy interface. You can try to figure out what course subject you want, enter that in. It's just, I mean, it's weird. It reloads itself all over. It signs you out even when you're authenticated as a guest. And just, it's kind of ridiculous. When you compare that to, you know, things like Google Instant Search, where just as you type, results come up. I thought that I could bring an experience more like that to our course catalog. As described, basically the idea is just that you can sort of start typing in course names, or you can type in subjects and find the courses, and then if you want to find out more, you can just boom, click. It loads as quickly as it can. If I had more than 24 hours, you know, then I'd add cool more features like being able to build schedules, actually see which courses you've taken, what courses are required, and all of those sorts of things. But right now, this is what I have to show for URSA.
So we're the Canadian arm of a UK-based online casino company, GameSys. Our office deals primarily with the online poker space. The reason for our existing in Edmonton, big part has to do with the U of A. There's a huge game development community here, as well as the Computer Poker Research Group. So people are literally grown and allowed to come work with us. So what we're going to show off is kind of our first project that we got under our belts to establish ourselves as a member of the GameSys family, the hand record system. So the piece that we have is actually capturing the event that's happened with this hand being played out. We capture that this message gets put onto a message bus. Our system listens for it. We take that message, convert it into our model, which applies poker logic, then serialize it into a flatter system that, or a flatter format that we can store in a Mongo database. So that's the input system of our side of our application. We also have a retrieval where we have a REST service where a consumer can provide parameters related to the hand, hand ID, player ID, and pull the player's hands. So the main consumer that we have for our application right now is, so if we put in my member ID and filter for the last 50 hands, we get hands that I played here. You can see the one that I just played with Damien. We have the story of the hand. That's how it's played out. So what the action was, what happened, showdown, our summary, who won what, and what hands we had. And yeah. So that's our concern.
So thanks again everybody for coming out. Like I said, this is the first half of DemoCamp. The second half is we're going to the bar now, meet some new people there, connect with some new people, buy one of the demoers a beer because they did such a good job tonight. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Great idea.